The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Basil Chapman.
Hi everyone, on the 20th of August, my pleasure to be here. This is the 8 a.m. Eastern Time open for you, and this week is what I'm going to have to do. So it's 30 minutes, 8 o'clock till 8:30, rebroadcast at noon. My pleasure to be here. Then, of course, you'll be followed by Jason Pfaff, and that's always very exciting. A new edition here at TFNN. Great edition, I should add. So S&P right now, the E-mini futures are up 350. This is going to be very interesting. You can see there's a trend line resistance if you're looking at my chart on the left. And what it says basically is if there is a move sharply above the 2863.75 high, that peak E high in the Chapman wave on the 7th of August, pretty sharp pullback to 2803.63 points, 60 points, coming all the way back in a V-shaped pattern. If there is a sharp close getting towards 2870, that has to be considered some kind of a breakout. However, I would also have to consider it as a potential peak F or leg F / leg A. F says, whoa, be very careful. A says, are you kidding? Every single dip should be bought. I'm right now on the side of the F, which says, and I'll go through these and you'll see why I'm saying. There is a lot of resistance here. There's a lot of rotation going on. The Dow suddenly became the leader the last couple of days. Industrials came on strong from Thursday. That 800-point rally from the low, under 25,000 in the Dow, to the 25,700 area right now. No question about it. What it does is it raises the base, at least in the short to intermediate term. I'll go through that as we move on. You can see in the 120-minute chart on the right here that the E-mini has made a peak E. There's that same resistance that we're talking about in micro. This is microcosm here. In some of the other charts, you've got a rising trend line. That's going to be the resistance. So what I said to subscribers to my opening call is that the E-mini will have resistance in the 2863 area, 60 to 63 area, and then comes 66 to 67. Moving above that would be very positive. I've got a feeling that it might have a tough time to do that today. Doesn't mean to say it has to crash or anything. Just says it could be bumping into resistance, and we'll see, because that we'll see in a moment how that relates to the dollar and many other things. Let's go through. So if I'm looking at, I'm going to go to the cash. So this is the live right now at 425 in the E-mini. Let me just show you the futures, because this will be a help for the people listening at 12 o'clock. Futures are 51 in the Dow. There's that trend line resistance, call it the Chapman wave inside track resistance area, repellent area. If the Dow futures push over 25,800 today, that would be very good action. And I just have to consider, hey, that is probably an A, and we're going to have a week and a half of further gains. I'm just looking at that. The weekly chart is in leg E. Let me go through these in greater detail. What I'm looking at for today, because move that out the way. Don't need it anymore. The 120-minute chart. Here we go. Because the monthly chart is still quite strong, having made a new recovery high, not all-time high, recovery high. All-time high in the Dow is 26,616. January the 26th of this year, made a U-shaped pattern. I haven't even been able, it's very unusual to go 7-8 months in a corrective move without putting a down arrow, because the MACD has not crossed negative and it hasn't closed under the 9-period moving average once, even though every single month it's hit that green line right there in the monthly charts, hit that 9-period moving average, hasn't closed under it. Stochastic's being very weak. So 67%. So this rectangle in the Dow says this is an area of resistance. Let's see if we're possibly able to break through it. And we had 8 days of consolidation from the peak D to peak E, and then from E to this leg F has been 8 days. So this is going to be very important for that symmetry. And if you ever listen to Larry Pesavento's show, he talks about the symmetry of hitting a trend line resistance after an equal number of bars. I've done that for years, and it's kind of the same concept. that's where you've got to be a little careful. All right, let's continue. So I'm going to say to you, the Dow very simply this week must hold 25,300, 25,250 support. Otherwise, it's going to be pulling back a little deeper. And if it breaks into, closes in the 25,800s, you're above that 25,800 high that was made the week of March the 2nd. And that's very positive. And that says, hey, maybe now we go to the 26,616 area. S&P. Do this very quickly because I wanted to get to other things. We've only got half hour. So in the S&P, you've got that downtrend resistance line. It says very clearly at 2850.13, the close on Friday. If there is a close below this dash trend line, so today would be a close below 2840, let's call it 43 to give it some room. 7 points lower, that says, hey, that trend line is something to respect. And if there's a push above Friday's high of 2855.63, that's very positive. It says, hey, you're going to probably touch the 2862.44, the last peak of significance on the 7th of August. We're still under the 2872's high of January the 26th. The QQQ, in this particular instance, we have got a short position. We did it on Thursday. The gap that spiked to the upside and then the pullback is at 180.30. Just make it real simple. Trading in this downtrend line. If the Qs close above 180.92, that's not very far away. Let's make it 180.130. I want to give it a little room. It says, hey, it's going to test the 182.63 high that was made about this, what was this, the 9th? Yeah, 9th of August. And that weekly chart is still, everything's trading at the top end of the line, and you've got the monthly chart very strong. I'm going to do this very quickly because I want to just, there's other things that I want to talk about. IWM, trying to go for that resistance area as well. It's at 168.35 on Friday. Now it's at 168.71, slightly higher. Watching it closely. Any close below 187, 187.20 would say, uh-oh, stuck in the range, probably going to the lower end of the range. Monthly charts in all of these are positive. Now I'm going to go to the dollar. DXY. The dollar right now is up 8 cents. It's pulled back from that PD. This is a very important moment because we've got a Chapman wave stalk leg formation. I didn't have a chance to do much about it over the weekend. I wanted to discuss it. I thought, let's give it a couple of days to talk about it because this particular pattern says this oval body, the long leg, neck that was formed, says that if there's a pullback, if it closes under the previous oval high, that's 95.65, that suggests that you've completed this move, the dollar's going to pull back, and then when it completes what I call Chapman wave stalk leg formation, leg, body, neck, beak, and that beak comes all the way back down, is very visual. When that's concluded, usually the major trend continues, and that would be upwards. And that would say gold finally has a chance to have a bit of a bounce here. And maybe it's more than just a bit of a bounce. Maybe it's an actual rally. It's up 9 at this particular point at 11.93. I was going to have subscribers buy a couple of gold stocks. I decided I would wait a day. It's probably not so good because I said the same thing Friday. That could be wrong, but I need to watch this relationship of gold, the dollar. I think it's going to be a bit of a trend change. And if you look at the euro, EUR, USD, I'm a little behind now. It's a little delayed. So a nice little rally, but it's only a little rally. So we'll see if the euro is able to do more than 1.143 over the next 1.15. I'll be right back.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated folic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com. The Path of Least Resistance, David White's daily market letter, gives you trade recommendations based on David's proprietary Power Law Vector indicator that put the odds of success overwhelmingly in your favor. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price for each stock and option trade. David combines his years of trading experience along with his background in technology and computing to offer his subscribers his take on the markets on a daily basis. Every trading day by 9:30, David publishes his morning issue of The Path of Least Resistance, along with updates sent out throughout the week whenever there is new actionable trading information. All new subscribers receive a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. To sign up for David White's daily trading newsletter right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
So, hi folks, Basil Chapman. This is the Tiger Technicians Hour. This is the early morning show. It's 8:15, 8:18 actually, and it'll be 12:18 when you listen to this on the rebroadcast. This week I'm doing an early show, half-hour show. Then you go over to Jason, kicking us off here at TFNN usually every day at 8:30. So here we go. High-grade copper, nice move to the upside. Haven't filled in that horrible candle of the 15th. Smashed to the downside, but working its way. This will be a trough E in the weekly chart, and it suggests that copper could have a little bit of a bounce here, but the stochastic is flat at 12%. And that says it's a limited move, should rally, and that says, putting it together, let me just do that one more time. Look, the dollar right now, it's up 8 cents. Gold is, I'm not sure what it'll be at 12.20, but it says up 9 at 11.93. It has strong resistance at 11.98, the 9-period, the 9-period exponential moving average, the pink line, and 14-period moving average is 12.05. I suspect we will get to the 12.05. Will we make the H pattern and just meander in a rectangle formation for a little while, maybe 2 weeks or a week and a half of consolidation, and then gold comes and retests this monthly? Look at this. The monthly chart is a 1-to-1, hasn't gotten there yet. I think eventually gold will be testing 1147, but in the meantime, there could be a bounce. And that arch formation, look, in my work, 1170.10 was the low that was made December of 2016. In the arch formation rule of thumb, that's an H pattern. If it takes out the left side low, it has one bar, usually it can go 2 bars, in which it has to close above the left side low. It has already done that. And that says if it goes below and then closes above, it could have a bounce to the left side peak of importance. In this case, it's all the way at 1276. I'm not sure we can go there. Maybe we could, but one step at a time. It says that there could be a bounce and that the major support now is between 1117 and 1167. So I'm looking at gold, and we'll see what it does in the next 3 days, and what the dollar does. Meantime, back at the ranch, as I said, copper's having a nice bounce. Now, what I want you to go to is the TLT. The TLT is in leg D, and it's right at resistance at the 121.22 level, trading right now at 121.26. And this says to me that the rectangle formation in the weekly chart will remain at the TNX, which is one of the important TNX.X, the 10-year T-note, which is one of the more important ones out of the yields, is trading in this range, going towards the lower end of the range, but it hasn't broken the rectangle low of 27.59, 2.759. Keep that in mind. We're at 28.51, 2.851%. So this is going to be very important. I think what it's doing is creating a lowercase h that goes to a lowercase m, and at some point there will be an attempt to get towards the low, and then it'll have a nice spring to the upside. And that's kind of what I'm looking at in yields. So I think I've done almost everything except crude oil. Crude oil right now is trading at 65.21. It's just kind of stuck in the range. It's making an arch formation in the weekly chart. Crude oil says, yep, it could have a bounce, but that bounce, better take it from the 65.22 level it's at right now, way above 67.50. It really needs to get to 68, and it needs to do it by Friday. If it doesn't, it says higher highs and higher lows. Good rally in crude oil coming. If it takes out the low of 63.50, that $63 200 period moving average becomes a magnet. I'm inclined to think that crude oil right now is just stuck in the range and probably going to head towards the lower end of the range. We'll watch that very closely. Now, we want to look at a couple of different sectors. If you look at the IYT, what I said to subscribers over the weekend, IYT has done very nicely. It squeaked to a new recovery high. It's in that big rectangle. 206.73 was the all-time high back in January, I think it was. Yep, January, the week of the 19th of this year. And it's in leg D. Hasn't shown any signs yet of weakness in price, but the technicals are saying, hey, if the IYT, the transportation index, is not able to hold support in the 199 area this week and breaks under it, that's going to be a negative for it, and probably a hint that the Dow is going to be pulling back. And if the IYT breaks into the, just all it has to do is going to the 203.90 to 204.10 area, and it says, hey, I want to test the old high, 206.73. Those are the parameters to look for right now. What was spectacular was the IYR. Look at that move. And I don't think this is a G. I think this is a leg B. This is the U.S. iShares Dow Jones REITs Index trying to go tackle. It's about to tackle the previous high. That was at peak D, the Chapman Wave methodology, back in the week of the 22nd of December of 83.27. Trading right now at 83.16. This is just an eye blink away from breaking above that. So this is very important because it tells us that there are sectors that have been finding favor. And this is, I spoke about this before, but I just didn't believe it could be that strong. Look how strong. The technicals haven't faded at all. Right now they're getting a little bit overbought, a little bit overbought. You can say that this is one of the best sectors there. And that's talking about yields, talking about a whole bunch of things. But it's talking about investment in property that has income, and you've got yourself a twofold investment. One is on the property side and one is on the dividend side. So this is very interesting because investors are favoring this right now. And the other thing that I want to look at is the IYC, which is the select. This is the iShares US Consumer Services ETF. Look at that monthly, leg E, very strong. Look at the weekly. This has gone to a leg E as we speak. It's in leg E in the weekly chart. Good technicals, not as good as they were at their previous high back earlier in 2018 at peak D. This is a new recycle higher. And in the, here we go. And in the daily, I feel that this has to be a peak B, and then it should go to a C and a D. So this says that the consumer services is still strong. Let's look at one of those services. Amazon, in a way, is just one of the biggest services. They provide, they provide goods in every field. And it's at 1888. This has made a high of 1925, a round number high on the 13th. But the pattern that I'm looking at says that I can't count it anyway. In the Chapman wave, there's no H. So that has to be peak A and a peak B. It suggests somehow or other that it doesn't have to go much higher, but it should go and test 1925. If it does that, that goes to C, and then there should still be a D. So until Amazon's really ready to pull back sharply, together with an Apple, look at Apple, trading in a very strong leg D in the daily, leg E in the weekly, leg D in the monthly, just a spectacular chart. And what's very important, in a sense, it's also a service, in a private providing a service, but let's look at it more as a chart that says, because of the gap, that earnings gap on the 1st of August, where it was trading one day in 190, and the next day it's trading in the 201.76 area. It says that this rally, even though it's a leg D, we've got to watch it closely, because to have moved 10, maybe it's 10, 11 bars above the gap, that little doji candle gap of the 31st of August, 31st of July, 31st of July, this is really good action. And to have a doji candle the previous week and then to close sharply above it, what that says is Apple at this particular point trading at 217.95. It has very strong support. So this is Basil Chapman. This show will be replayed at noon, so 12:30. Stay tuned. You've got Jason Pep coming out. And Jason has a fantastic show every day here at TFNN at 8:30. Kicks us off. It's called the Kickoff Show. And Jason will take over. Thank you, Jason. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you back here tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Have a great day.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.